Are we moving into a Cold War era between China and the USA? Since the downfall of the USSR, the US has had a supreme monopoly on being a superpower. But do you know that China is making huge investments to become a potential superpower? Yes, in this video, we will talk about how America got humiliated by the Chinese billion-dollar Megaproject. If you're new to our channel, check out similar videos and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Never miss similar updates. With no time wasted, let's move into the video. Beijing has once more ordered state-owned policy banks to provide money for infrastructure projects totaling 800 billion yuan or $120 billion to rescue a struggling economy. This year, President Xi Jinping has called for a massive push to improve infrastructure, following a tried-and-true strategy of boosting GDP through public investment. However, following a decline in land sales and extensive COVID outbreaks devastated government revenue, financing and additional spending has proven to be challenging. Although Standard Chartered anticipates a 10 to 15% increase in infrastructure investment this year, it may not be enough to counteract the economic development hindrances. According to Bloomberg Economics, China will spend 23 trillion yuan on infrastructure in 2021. China Development Bank, the Agricultural Development Bank of China, and the Export-Import Bank of China are some of China's official lenders. They are frequently requested to give financial support for major projects, especially infrastructure, as they are regarded as important economic stabilizers. China has several massive infrastructure projects, including undersea railroad tunnels and water diversion schemes. Beijing has always relied on infrastructure spending to support the economy, but detractors warn that credit-driven investment may result in unmanageable debt. Let's have a close look at some of the ongoing projects in China. Sichuan Tibet Railway. After a connection with Shanghai was established in 2006, the Sichuan Tibet Railway serves as the second rail route connecting Tibet and the hinterland provinces. The project would link Lhasa, the capital of autonomous region of Tibet, with Chengdu, the capital of Sichuan province, cutting the distance traveled from 36 to 13 hours. It's regarded as a top priority for China's railway construction after obtaining support from President Xi Jinping and being classified by the state-owned China Railway Group as a significant strategic project. The project's construction, with a $50.6 billion planned investment, began at the end of 2020, and it's anticipated to be finished by 2026. The 435-kilometer segment between Ningxi and the Tibet Autonomous Region in Lhasa opened in June 2018, with the part between Chengdu and the city of Yuan in Sichuan province opening in 2018. The remaining 1,011 kilometers will be constructed utilizing tunnels, bridges, and cross regions with a maximum elevation of more than 9,000 feet. South-North Water Transfer Projects. Since the early 1950s, there has been discussion about China's ambitious plan to move several billion cubic meters of water each year from the southern Yangtze River to the northern areas via 3 canals. Although the government has not disclosed the precise sum it contributes to the project, earlier market projections put it about 500 billion yuan. Jiangsu, Shandong, and Hebei provinces are traversed by the Eastern Canal, which travels in the same general direction as the Grand Canal. The Western Canal begins at 3 Yangtze River tributaries close to the Bayanhar Mountains. It travels 1,432 kilometers through Qinghai, Gansu, Shanxi, Shanxi, Inner Mongolia, and Ningxia until ending at Dianjiangkou Reservoir in Hubei Central Province. In 2002, China approved the building of the Eastern Route and Phase 1 of the Central Route. By the end of 2016, 94.2% had been finished. In 2021, 9.7 billion cubic meters of water were diverted, the same as 3.2 million Olympic swimming pools. According to the Ministry of Water Resources, approximately 49.9 billion cubic meters of water have been diverted since the Eastern Route's opening earlier that year. Yantai Dalian Undersea Tunnel. More than twice as long as the Channel Tunnel connecting England and France, the proposed tunnel would run through the Bohai Sea for around 90 kilometers between the eastern city of Yantai and the northern city of Dalian. Train travel could be reduced from 10 hours to 1 hour, eliminating the need for an 8-hour boat. The idea was first proposed in the early 1990s. Its viability has long been questioned due to the complex technology needed and limited transport demand. After the central government included it in its strategy to revitalize northeastern China in 2014, it received considerable notoriety. In May 2019, construction proposals were submitted to China's main economic planning body, the National Development and Reform Commission, or NDRC, for approval. However, no further decision has been made public. Yarlung Zangbo River Dam, Yang Xiang, chairman of the state-owned Power Construction Corporation of China, announced the construction of a hydropower dam on the lower levels of the Yarlung-Zangbo River, also known as the Brahmaputra River in India, in November 2020. The Great Bend portion of the river has the potential to produce up to 70 million kilowatts, which is triple the output of the Three Gorges hydropower project, according to a speech to the China Society of Hydropower Engineering. China will begin hydropower development on the lower portions of the river, according to the NDRC's 2021-25 National Development Plan. After hydropower plants Zhangmu and Jiacha went into service, Tibetan authorities are pushing for the construction of the Dagu Station, located halfway along the Yarlung-Zangbo River. Even though the project is still in its early stages, it has caused great alarm in countries downriver, especially India, which fears that China may use water resources as a weapon. Taiwan Strait Tunnel Projects. The tunnel was envisioned as a section of the Beijing-Taipei Expressway, which, once finished, would link Taiwan to the mainland. It was subsequently incorporated into China's growth plan for railroads. The high-speed rail segment between Fuzhou and Taipei was also outlined in the State Council's 2021-35 Transport Network Development Plan, which was made public in February 2021. Several scholarly talks and feasibility studies, including one conducted by the government-owned China Railway Engineering Corporation, have been conducted on the proposal, which entails a 126-kilometer undersea tunnel. Despite the enthusiasm on the mainland Taiwan, which Beijing views as a separatist province that must be unified, if necessary by force, shows a glaring lack of interest. Apart from these, they have some serious plans too. China is beginning a massive endeavor to construct new data center infrastructure in the West. According to the nation's top economic planner, the creation of new data center clusters might attract $63 billion in investments annually to increase the country's processing capability and to help Beijing fulfill its lofty carbon emissions reduction goals. China has announced plans to develop new data center clusters in its western area. The new data centers will be built by state-backed private and state-owned businesses. The new clusters will be created to fulfill China's growing demand for computing power and digital infrastructure. The initiative will also help balance the supply of data centers around the nation by moving computing resources to Western China. The new data centers will probably meet a portion of the demand for digital services from Eastern China's more advanced cities. There will also be some relocation of current facilities from the eastern region to the new clusters. According to reports, Alibaba and Huawei, each with 5 significant data centers across China, want to increase their data infrastructure in the new clusters. So, do you think that the US have a reply to this? Biden unveiled a $600 billion global infrastructure package to offset China's influence in an effort by the world's top democratic countries to compete with China's Belt and Road Initiative. President Biden stated on Sunday that the U.S. would mobilize $200 billion in investment in international infrastructure projects over the next 5 years. Over the next 5 years, the total investment, including G7 partners and private finance, is expected to reach $600 billion. China has been concentrating on building bridges, roads, mines, and other types of hard infrastructure in developing countries for almost 10 years. The entire cost of these projects has been estimated at $1 trillion, while the actual sum may be greater. Among the investments are the following. $2 billion will go toward a solar project in Angola that will power telecommunications, household power kits, and solar mini-grids. A U.S. business will receive $600 million to construct an underwater communications cable that will connect Singapore to France through Egypt and the Horn of Africa and provide high-speed internet service. The United States will contribute up to $50 million to the Child Care Incentive Fund of the World Bank, which also receives backing from Canada, Australia, and numerous foundations. The U.S. provided the Institut Pasteur de Dakar with $3.3 million in technical support for establishing an industrial-scale multi-vaccine production facility in Senegal that could produce the COVID-19 vaccine and other vaccines in collaboration with the EU and other G7 countries. And that's all we have for you in today's video. Why do you think China is spending too heavily? Is it to make their infrastructure superior, or do you think they have darker intentions hidden? Let's know in the comments. Hope you like this video. Subscribe to our channel to never miss out on similar videos.